Imagine walking into a massive multi-screen sports bar. You see dozens of stunning 4K displays, like streaming perfectly, all in sync. But you look around and there are zero cables, zero power bricks, and absolutely no computers in sight.
Yeah, I mean, it's just screens floating on walls.
Right. And today's custom deep dive for you is about the invisible magic making that actually happened. We're unpacking a pretty dense product page from HDTVSupply. They're, a massive distributor with 25 years in the AV space.
Which is a very long time in tech, yeah.
Oh, totally. And our mission today is decoding this specific device they carry that has a serious alphabet soup name. It's the Atlona HT-DSCV3-RX-V2 HDBaseT USB 3.2 extender RX with video.
Well, that just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But, despite that intimidating name, this compact box is solving a huge universal tech nightmare. It moves high-speed data, ultra-clear video, and power across a massive space without the usual tangled mess.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here is how it breaks the traditional distance barrier using HDBaseT technology. This receiver utilizes the USB 3.2 Gen 1x1 standard.
Okay, so really fast data.
Very fast. I mean, it
Yeah.
moves data at a blistering 5 gigabits per second. But the actual engineering feed is pushing that massive signal up to 90 meters away over just a single standard Cat6 or Cat7 cable.
Wait, 90 meters? So, to understand how that works, it's less like a standard pipe and more like a high-speed transit system, right? Like, the electricity is the physical track, and the 4K video and massive USB data packets are trains running on top of it simultaneously without crashing into each other.
Precisely. The HD-based encapsulation essentially packets everything together. So
Yeah.
your video, your data, and your power, they don't interfere with each other over that massive distance. You just aren't constrained by where your source computer sits anymore.
Okay, I get the data traveling 90 meters. That makes sense. But sending power far away usually creates a totally new problem. Like, pushing 90 watts of charging power over the same thin Cat6 cable seems like an interference nightmare. Or, honestly, a fire hazard. Doesn't that require a massive power brick at both ends?
You would think so, but no. It actually comes down to the mechanics of what they call POH, or power over HDBaseT.
POH, got it.
Right. The transmitter acts as power sourcing equipment, a PSE module. It doesn't just blindly blast 90 watts of raw voltage down the line. It actively negotiates with the receiver to send exactly the right amount of power safely.
Oh, wow, so it's smart power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because of this, you only actually need to plug in one side of the entire system.
Wait, really? So you plug the transmitter into the wall in some back room, run that single cable 90 meters, and it powers the receiver, plus it actively charges a laptop hooked up to the receiver via USB-C.
Yeah, one single cable handles all of it.
That is wild. So it solves the distance and the power. But since we solved those two issues, the bottleneck shifts to control, right? Because if your server is 90 meters away in a closet, a standard remote control isn't going to reach it.
And that is exactly why this box includes RS-232 pass-through.
The classic control standard.
Right. RS-232 is basically the standard for sending simple commands like telling a TV to turn on or switch inputs. This device sends those tiny commands back and forth right alongside the heavy video data. Plus, it supports dual HDMI outputs running 4K resolution at 30 Hertz.
Meaning you can be in one room looking at your dual 4K displays and control a hidden source device 90 meters away.
Seamlessly, yeah.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture from the HDTVSupply source material, it's really clear why this is the backbone of sprawling commercial setups. They specifically highlight multi-location retail stores and multi-screen sports bar systems.
Yeah, you keep all the loud, ugly, heat-generating hardware locked away in a back server room.
While the displays out front look completely wireless and clean. Exactly. It represents a fundamental shift from device-centric architecture to infrastructure-centric architecture. The real insight here is separating the interface, the screens and ports you actually interact with, from the compute hardware. This device is the missing link for that.
And the crazy part is, the device doing all that heavy lifting measures just 7.9 by 4 by 1 inches.
It's tiny.
Right. True tech elegance isn't about adding more gadgets to a room. It's about making the infrastructure completely invisible. Which brings us right back to that sports bar we visualized at the start.
Yeah, it really puts it in perspective.
So if a box the size of a paperback book can now invisibly untether 90 watts of power, dual 4K video, and massive data across 90 meters, how close are we to a future where the physical location of our hardware simply doesn't matter anymore?